Do you enjoy our YouTube content? Do you wish there was more? Well, now there is. Patreon.com/PowerCast Network. There you will find, just starting at $5 a month, more access to podcasts, to shows, to other saves. Check it out today, everybody. That's patreon.com/PowerCast Network. Welcome back again, everybody, to another exciting edition of This Day in Wrestling History. Today we are covering September 29th, 1983. The first promotion we're going to cover is going to be Championship Wrestling from Florida. They held an event that evening in Jacksonville, Florida, in which we saw the likes of Blackjack Mulligan defeating NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World Harley Race by disqualification. Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda beat the Zambui Express. Dusty Rhodes defeated Abdul the Butcher Dusty Rhodes and Abdul the Butcher went to a double disqualification. Joe LeDuc beat Angelo Mosca in a Canadian death match. Now, I would like to know what exactly a Canadian death match is, because Canada is a lot like the United States, where there's a lot of different cultures and a lot of different styles depending on where you go. So, like, if you were to have a Chicago street fight, it's going to be a little bit different than a coal miner's glove match. So, I'd like to know exactly what a Canadian death match was. Well, anyway, moving right along, Ron Bass defeated Nightmare Mike Davis. I may have gotten that wrong. I don't think Mike Davis was a Nightmare. Mike Davis was part of the Rock and Roll RPMs. So, now that I got that straightened out, I was getting him confused with Nightmare Danny Davis. All right. Hector Guerrero defeated Sam Houston. Now, believe it or not, but there was no Mid-South Wrestling card that night. There was no Jim Crockett Promotions or Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling match that night. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't shows. I just don't have a record of them anywhere. So the only other one that ran that night, and I need to correct myself, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling did run. And here was the card. Mark Youngblood and Jay Youngblood, so the Youngbloods, defeated Jack Briscoe and Jerry Briscoe. That's a pretty huge win for the Youngbloods there, to defeat the Briscoe brothers. Ricky Steamboat defeated Dick Slater by DQ. Bob Orton Jr. defeated Steve Muslim. Bret Hart defeated the Ninja. So I have no idea who the Ninja was, but Bret Hart beat him. And Vinny Valentino defeated Cy Jernigan. Yes, Cy Jernigan. So there you have it, everybody. We only have Championship Wrestling from Florida and Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling running on September 29th, 1983. Now, of course, there's 100 other promotions that probably ran that night, but we've been staying pretty consistent with the promotions we've been talking about, and unfortunately, that's all the cards for that night. Thanks, everybody, for once again tuning in to This Day in Wrestling History.